She is known as La Santuzza, the little saint, to people from Palermo, Sicily. She turned away from a lavish life to live as a hermit in a cave and devoted herself to Christ. Her relics were credited for ending the plague in 1624, almost 5 centuries after her death. This led to her becoming the patron saint of Palermo. Her image has become the subject of admiration from the artist Van Dyck to the devoted Palermitans. The week of July 10th to the 15th has become a regional holiday to celebrate St. Rosalia. Today, people in Palermo are praying to her yet again, this time to put an end to the coronavirus. Rosalia Sinibaldi was born in the year 1130 in Palermo, Sicily. Her family were descendants of Charlemagne, king of the Franks, and were of Norman nobility. She was raised in King Roger II's Sicilian court. One day, King Roger II and a few noblemen went hunting in the forest. A lion almost killed the king, but Count Baldwin, the future king of Jerusalem, saved him. Grateful for his life, King Roger promised Count Baldwin anything he wished for. Baldwin asked for Rosalia's hand in marriage. She was just 12 years old. When she learned of her fate, she cut her hair off and escaped to the convent of the Sicilian nuns in Palermo. She believed if she became a nun, Count Baldwin would leave her alone. That was not the case. Baldwin continued to pursue her. She left the convent and was led to Mount Cascina by 2 angels. She lived there in seclusion for 12 years and dedicated her life to Jesus. On the walls of the cave, she inscripted, "I, Rosalia, daughter of Simbaldi, Lord of Roses and Cascina, have taken the resolution to live in this cave for the love of my Lord Jesus Christ." She lived out the rest of her life in another cave at Mount Pellegrino. She died in the year 1166 at the age of 36. In 1624, the plague hit Palermo. Rosalia made 2 appearances, the first to a sick woman in a dream, and the second time to a hunter. She gave the hunter instructions on where to find her, and asked him to take her bones on a procession through the city. The hunter went to the cave and discovered her remains, confirming his vision. Her relics were paraded through the streets. Shortly after, the plague came to an end. She was venerated as a patroness of Palermo for her intercession for the city. During this time, the famous Flemish painter Anthony van Dyck traveled to Palermo, Sicily when the plague began. He was stuck there when the city went into lockdown. He spent his time in quarantine painting a series of pictures of St. Rosalia. This year, these paintings were to be part of an exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It was planned to open in March to commemorate the museum's 150th anniversary. Due to the coronavirus, this exhibit has been postponed. The sanctuary of Santa Rosalia was built on Mount Pellegrino in 1625. The facade of the church is made in a Baroque fashion. The entrance and body of the church was built into the cave. A statue of St. Rosalia greets you as you walk in. Palermitans leave gifts around the statue to thank her for their healing. The sanctuary features a shrine, church, and convent. It overlooks the city of Palermo. St. Rosalia's feast day is on September 4th, and the Festino di Santa Rosalia is held from July 10th to the 15th. The first Festino was celebrated in 1625. Since then, it has become a regional holiday in Palermo. It is one of Sicily's biggest festivals. Thousands of people participate every year to commemorate her miracle of saving the city. During the celebration, artists dance, sing, and put on shows depicting the plague. The Cathedral of Palermo transforms into a canvas for a light show. On July 14th and 15th, a parade is held at night. It starts at the cathedral and ends at the Foro Italico with fireworks. People shout, "Viva Palermo e Santa Rosalia." Most businesses give July 15th as a day off. The traditional food served during this holiday is pasta with sardines, boiled snails with garlic and parsley, boiled octopus, Sicilian pizza, a chickpea and pumpkin seed snack, boiled cob, and watermelon. The Feast of St. Rosalia is also celebrated in cities with large Sicilian populations such as New York, Chicago, and New Orleans. Almost 400 years after St. Rosalia's first apparition, the Palermitans are asking for another miracle. Today, Italy is the 3rd hardest hit country with the coronavirus. It trails the United States and Spain. In Palermo, Sicily, the number of cases is not as bad as other regions, but there is fear that it could get worse. As people are placed in mandatory lockdown, They are praying to their patroness to intercede on their behalf. St. Rosalia renounced her wealth to live a secluded, pious life in the Sicilian mountains. Her miracle of saving Palermo from the plague led to her becoming the patron saint of the city. A church was built in the cave she once called home. Throughout the year, people plan pilgrimages to visit this church, and thousands take part in the regional holiday, Festino di Santa Rosalia. More than 8 centuries after her death, Palermitans are relying on their faith and devotion to her for her intercession to end the coronavirus. Today I'm going to be making the traditional Sicilian dish, pasta alla Norma.